The greatest challenge that I always have to face is, of course, to not be offensive. That's the challenge that we face, is that the American audience is hungry for the truth. But the biggest problem that I face is in presenting the truth without sounding like an asshole. If people don't believe what I'm saying, let me give you a science fiction scenario and segue it into our reality. Let's say that the southwest of the United States went into meltdown.
Here to the Mayan calendar, which predicts the end of time to occur on the 21st of December of this year.
Let's say suddenly the Mexicans really said, Viva Blanc, and they said, let's take back the white earth, let's take back what was once Mexico's. We had a revanchist, nationalist Mexico, and started actually sending troops in on excursions. Then you had all of the African Americans and the whites go into a race war with each other. And say that the African Americans, the whites, the Latin American gangs were all throwing dirty nukes at each other. And by that I mean like microwave nukes, where you just take the plutonium, one of the most dangerous elements in human inventory, out of X-rays,
as blue plutonium trinitrate. When the bottom layer is run off, you have a solution of the blue aqueous tripositive ion of plutonium.
Say they all raid the local hospital, just took all the X-ray machines, dismantled them, took the plutonium out, put them in microwave ovens, and just set off dirty bombs all over the city.
Has been extended to include all of Los Angeles.
Those fire engines who turned to the south certainly had their reason.
Say guys were tossing this shit around each other so that the southwest of the United States suddenly became radiated. And then the Mexican army was moving in to help decontaminate the whole area. And suddenly, amidst all of this chaos where you've got this revanchist, expansionist, nationalist Mexico on one side, this nuclear fallout on the other side, gang warfare with 3 different ethnic groups. What if the Japanese started moving all of their economic facilities and bank headquarters and business HQs to Baja California? Then the rest of the world looked at that and they would say, hey, that's crazy. Why would the Japanese do that? Why would they put their entire economy hostage to this meltdown scenario with the Mexicans right across the bay and everything up north radioactive and going into a violent meltdown? Well, of course, the Japanese would never do that. But that's exactly what the Americans are doing in Southwest Asia. If you take a look at the House of Saud, all of that Arabian Peninsula, like I said, is named after the royal family. There's no such thing. 15% is the royal family in that nation. The other 75%, as it says on welfare, they're not Saudi. They're not members of the House of Saud. They're citizens who are slaves to the House of Saud. And so these people, that would be the equivalent of calling Britain Windsor, England, after the royal family. And the American equivalent of that would be calling it Halliburton America, because they're the most dominant facet of the American economy. That's basically the American economy like Halliburton. Now, where is Halliburton headquarters? Dubai. Where is Dick Cheney's residence? Dubai. Where is America moving all of its bank headquarters, all of its financial headquarters? Dubai. Now, if you look at Dubai, what do you see? Across the bay, literally with the naked eye, not even with binoculars, you see Iraq. And if you look up north, you see Iraq. And what's going on in Iraq? Nuclear warfare. You have the Kurds, the Sunni, and the Shia, and this Iranian insurgency putting Iraq into a total meltdown. You have a nuclear war in Iraq, and all that shit's got to be blowing downwind because the Gulf is so small. It's literally the distance from Dubai to Persia and Iraq would be the difference from southern Baja to the United States and Mexico proper. All of your orders are really coming from Dubai at this point in history. So 911, this is why during 911 you had not only 3,000 people die in those towers, you had, they never count this, 3,000 foreign citizens from all over the world die in those towers who were not U.S. citizens. They never bring that up. You had 3,000 illegal aliens die in those towers who were working all the scut jobs, who were the cooks, the janitors. These people were never counted in. You had 3,000 people in the vicinity die when those towers collapsed, who were literally crushed to death by the debris of falling bodies.
What's this other jet doing? What's this other jet doing? Holy fuck!
Oh my god! Oh my god! Jesus fucking Christ!
Don't touch it.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh no!
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
So altogether, that was 3, 6, 9, 12,000 people at least died when those towers collapsed. And it was an insult to the world because this was the financial capital of the world, was New York City. So you had every citizen from every nation in the world had a few citizens die in those towers except two. One was Saudi Arabia, because all the people who plowed into those towers were Saudi citizens. And the other was Israel, because they tried to warn the United States the attack was coming. So the Israeli intelligence knew the Saudis were going to hit. They pulled all their citizens out. The Saudis knew the Saudis were going to hit, so they pulled all their citizens out. Those are the only two nations on earth that didn't have citizens in those towers when those towers collapsed. And when those towers went down, America owed it not only to its population, but to the world to attack Saudi Arabia. But it didn't attack Saudi Arabia at all. The source of the attack, it attacked Iraq, because that's what the Saudis ordered them to do. Bush went out and said, now we'll attack Iraq. But Iraq had no connection to the towers. Now, does this make sense to any American? Of course not. That's why there's a 911 truth movement. That's why America's saying there's a federal involvement. Well, you're damn straight there's a federal involvement. Basically, they took it on the head with a 254, and the jackass didn't even blink. And as a matter of fact, the day those goddamn towers attacked, every single plane, civilian or military, was grounded, except for all of these planes that Bush Jr. diverted to speed out Osama bin Laden's family out of the United States and safely back to Saudi Arabia. Now you have to ask yourself, who's in charge? Obviously, the Saudis are in charge. The Saudis run the United States. America is a tributary to the Saudi kingdom. And until people realize we're fighting Saudi Arabia's wars, everything we're doing is for Saudi Arabia, then America's going to be stuck in these endless wars that don't make any sense for the Saudi kingdom.